Coming up on Designing Texas, our Designing Texan turns his talents to Preston Hollow. Tour time is from the Designing America Vault. A home in the hills of Kingswood has appliances that are a capital idea. And a gold medal pool is really cool. Designing Texas starts now. Hello everybody, I'm Jocelyn White and welcome to Designing Texas, where our motto is upscale living with a down-home heart. And by the way, it's Father's Day. Mother's Day was officially recognized in 1908. Poor Dad's Day didn't come into being until Richard Nixon was running for re-election in 1972. But as of today, there are 70 million dads in the USA celebrating, so have fun. As mentioned earlier, we do have a great show coming your way today, a lot to see and do, so let's get right down to it with Gary Riggs, who is nationally known for his wonderful style and his unique knack of blending the old with the new. And tell us about this home today.
Well, this house is in the old Preston Hollow part of Dallas, and is really big. So there was just an awful lot to do, and we pulled it off. It's a great house. We did the outdoors too, and around the pool, so it just all came together really, really nice.
I think you could say it's a study in blues. You'll see what I mean in today's Designing Texan.
This house is one of my favorite projects that we've ever worked on. The house in and of itself is such an incredible home, and it's a great family, and so it's kind of a combination of all these things came together. One of the unique things about this property is that there's an extensive collection of art. You're going to see some beautiful colors that we pulled throughout. Several different kinds of blues and some greens, accents of coral in some areas, beautiful golds. You're going to see that there's a real continuity about the way it all came together. In the dining room, as you'll see, we've got some of the blue that we brought in kind of throughout the entire house, and in this room it's brought in with the blue and white porcelain urns that we've got going, as well as the antique panels that are hanging on each side of the windows. We just pulled in the soft gold to kind of tone it down and keep it real calm in here. Beautiful Ralph Lauren dining table with chairs from him as well. It just came together, I think, just really beautifully, and because it's right off the entry, it's really nice and gives you a nice impact when you walk into the house. What's so nice about the living room is that it's large enough we were able to do 2 individual sitting areas, so it makes it really nice for large groups and when the family entertain. Pay attention to the rugs and the beautiful colors that are in those, because they really helped us carry and pull the color through the house. Coming right off of the morning room in the breakfast area, we come into the game room, and there's a lot of fun in here because there's things that have been collected from around the world in some of their travels, especially some things from Africa where there was an extensive stay for a while. It kind of makes it fun as you transition through the house to see different things, and it makes it a little bit more interesting, and especially it makes it a little bit more personal. This bedroom really did turn out fun, and here we pulled the real springy green color and then mixed with some of the different blues. But as you can see, it came together with a lot of pattern and just a lot of fun color and makes it very happy. In the front entrance of the house is the grand staircase that I'm standing on right now. Not only is it grand, but also gave us this large wall to be able to hang and present a lot of the artwork that the family had collected from over the years. Because the house is so large, we can't show you every room that's here, but we do want to show you one of the other bedrooms, simply because it's got a lot more unique coloration from the rest of the house and kind of sets it apart. Because she liked pink so much, we decided to do the walls pink, and so we had the faux treatment put on the wall in that harlequin pattern that kind of comes and goes, and so it's real subtle. And then in front of that, so that it wasn't everything pink, we did all the neutral bedding and neutral furniture, and then added in some of the blacks. and gave it just a little bit of punch and contrast. So it became a real fun exercise of black and white and pink, and with just little bits of other things thrown in. Thank you for coming and visiting with us today. I hope you enjoyed seeing this home as much as we enjoyed putting it together.
Thanks a lot, Gary. Another one of our signature segments in the show is Tour Time. And today we're digging into our Designing America vault, where several years ago we made a trip to Priest Lake, Idaho. It's only a few miles from the Canadian border. A glacier lake with amazing woods, and it's all national forest land. You are not going to believe the house we found. Maybe we should call it a compound. It's tour time.
My company had been working on Priest Lake since the early 90s, and so we were familiar with the lake, plus I have a home just several miles from here, a summer home. And so initially when I looked at the project, we were very excited about doing the project. And I felt our interview with Ron and Mary went well, and we took it from there.
Spokane, Washington construction company owner Randy Ramey doesn't often have a chance for hands-on building these days. But when Californians Ron and Mary told him what they wanted to do on their Priest Lake, Idaho property, he knew he had to be the one to make their dream come true. The first project, the main house.
The main house is a structure that's approximately, depending on whether you talk to Ron or myself, is 5,000 to 6,000 square feet. It is a shingle-style home from the exterior, and the interior is more of a deep rustic lodge feel.
Okay, we look around, we're seeing lots of different kinds of woods and stone, and not 1 inch of drywall?
There's not even 1 square inch of drywall in this home.
Tell me about the stone and the wood that we'll see in the home.
Well, the different types of elements that are in the home is a lot of variations of wood, and there's a high level of Rocky Mountain granite.
And then all of the woods?
The woods
from floor to ceiling.
Excuse me, the floors are heart pine floors, and they're out of old warehouses in the Midwest. And the walls are all vertical grain fir. The ceilings are all clear heart redwood. And then the main feature of the home is a 3-story white maple staircase that was detailed in a circular fashion.
Unbelievable. How many craftsmen, how long did it take?
Well, there's over 30,000 carpenter hours, skilled carpenter hours on this project. So, I mean, and we turned that in 13 months, so you can do the math on that.
Yeah, and the staircase itself?
The staircase was 4 master carpenters, 4 months.
There are other details that are so clever in this home. You've got the fireplaces, you've got the extraordinary spaces from floor to ceiling, and then you can look and you see the little things like the railing that's like canoe paddles, and just all the little touches. Who came up with those ideas?
Ron and Mary's decisiveness in the details and their decisiveness in their vision was a big reason why we finished it as quickly as we did, and also finished it to the level of detail that we did.
That level of detail is also in evidence in the other buildings on site.
The next was the lighthouse, and that came in about 2002.
Okay, and that really is Ron's baby.
That's Ron's retreat, as we call it, and Mary calls it Ron's retreat, or Ron's getaway. Allows him to get away from the grandchildren and the dogs.
And obviously he has an affinity for all things nautical, because from floor to ceiling he has a story, from the anchor sculpture to every level that you go up. And I would imagine one of your biggest challenges is here, bar none, was in the main rooms of the lighthouse.
Ron's vision as far as the technical aspect of the woodwork was real intense, and he had a definite vision of what he wanted the end result to be.
And finally, the Troll House, or Scandinavian cottage. It salutes Mary's roots.
She wanted to have a small cabin on the property that really represented the original homestead that was on the property. Mary's heritage is Swedish and Norwegian, and so we wanted to interface some exterior details into that vision that would accomplish both a 1920s, 1930s theme with a Swedish and Norwegian flair. Mary has just done a wonderful job of making a house a home.
They say the water in that lake is so clean you can literally drink from it. It was a fun piece to do. Coming up later on Designing Texas, a gem of a recipe in the Fielder Report. And the Designing Texan Outdoors puts in an appearance. But up next, we take you into the world of luxury builders and their homes underway in the magnificent hills of Kingswood in Frisco. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to our show within a show that we call At Home in the Hills of Kingswood. And with me, of course, is my co-anchor today, John Zazelka, one of the developers there, and also the man with the plan. It's good to have you, John.
Well, thank you so much, Jocelyn. It's great to be here, and especially today, because today is this wonderful setting that we're in.
It is indeed.
Really going to be a wonderful addition to Ron Davis and hopefully a lot of our builders. Now, you know, we have a lot of custom builders in development, so they need to know about this wonderful place.
Yeah, this is Capital Distributing. We will be showcasing this space along with Ron later in the show. But right now it's time for our overview. And that overview is called the 360. And of course, John has that report. Take it away, John.
This week's 360 is truly something that's a joy to talk about now that we've had all this rain that people complain about. Luckily, At Home in the Hills of Kingswood is one of the highest spots in the city of Frisco. And we also have this wonderful roll of about 65 vertical feet, and we have a breeze there all year round. Not only that, but because of the rain, we have a phenomenal view of the forests that surround us that we've kept for the public to enjoy forever, especially the people that live in and at home in the hills of Kingswood. And also, I want to mention that Ron Davis is doing a phenomenal job on his home, and it's coming along wonderfully well.
It's great to be here at Capital Distributing today, and we're talking about the appliances we're using in our home. We've been using Thermador for the last 7 years in our homes, and they're fantastic. They're a great brand, and we're very proud to have them in our showcase home. This is a large home complex, and we're going through inspections from the City of Frisco, Childress Engineering, Burgess, our third-party inspections, who actually comes out and looks at the home to make sure everything is done according to her plan as well for all the specifications. And we're very excited about being in the hills of Kingswood. What a great opportunity. It's beautiful, the views, the greenery, and it's a great neighborhood.
Philip Carter of Christian Custom Homes has also been busy. The house on Lilac Lane is taking shape, including the backyard and the pool.
So it's been about 45 days since we've been here last to our show home in the hills of Kingswood, and I want to give you guys a little bit of update on what we've achieved since then. So we actually have spray foam insulated the whole house, and it's actually about 15 to 20 degrees cooler in here than it is outside. We've also completed all the MEP, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and the sheetrock at this time. Sierra Pacific, we've partnered with them to have amazing doors and windows, and we've got a really special piece here with the stairway system. And this is interesting because we custom built this and fabricated everything from scratch. And this is a free floating staircase, and that we're going to have treads that match the hardwood floors. So we're really excited about that and look forward to getting all this finished.
And that's our 360, Jocelyn.
Thanks, John. One of the custom builders that John was referring to earlier was Christian Custom Homes with Philip Carter. He struck gold with gold medal pools, and Josh Sandler.
Hi, I'm Josh Sandler with Gold Medal Pools here in Frisco, Texas. My family's been building in this market for going on 5 decades. I'm the second generation. Really, the sky's the limit when it comes to designing your backyard, whether it's building a simple outdoor living component to building a totally decked out, amazing environment. Now people are wanting to have more of an experience outside. The pool being an important component of it, but the outdoor cooking, the outdoor living rooms, the usable areas around the space to where you're actually able to use your swimming pool when you're not swimming. You're actually able to use it year-round. So as opposed to just having this large pool with a great big diving board, we're now able to use it year-round. You're able to go outside and mom and dad's able to cook breakfast while the kids sit outside on a sofa and watch TV or watch cartoons. In addition to that, we've got a fast-growing commercial division where we built things such as the Lazy River for the Rough Riders. We've built several amenity centers. We're on schedule to build the rooftop pool at the Omni for the Dallas Cowboys. The neat thing about it is our team is able to manage those processes for you. So you have a lot of the same players that are dealing with multi-million-dollar projects in professional sports stadiums or building a simple outdoor kitchen. When you're able to get that level of experience, that level of horsepower, that level of quality, and that level of performance, we feel it brings a lot of value for our clients. For Christian Custom Homes at the Hills of Kingswood, we have several projects that are going. First and foremost, the houses, the design, and the architectural components that they're providing are not like anything else in the marketplace. They're all big and they're open to the family room, they're open to the game room, and so we've essentially created this environment that just flows through from the second you walk in the front door, all the way through the house, all the way outside. In my mind, and in dealing with Carter as well, the design of the house wasn't complete until the outdoor was done as well, all the way down to the landscape components that Superscape's putting in. There's several key components that it takes to be able to build projects like that. First of all, we have to have the team to do it and the horsepower to perform it on time and a level of quality that we're willing to accept. And if we're willing to accept it, obviously Christian Custom Homes and the clients are, because our standards are set extremely high and we hold ourselves to the highest standard. So it takes our team, but it takes great builders like Christian Custom Homes and great clients to have the vision to enable us to do that. With them, we're able to make it a reality. One of the neatest things about our company is that we are a family-owned business. So it's really a neat experience when you're able to have great people that you can count on. And as an extension of that, all the key players and everyone on our team for that matter are like family. So I think it's really neat. You know, we love for people to come in here, and there's no way to explain it, but when you do come in here, you can feel it.
Gorgeous pool at Christian Custom Homes. Thanks a lot, Josh. So as we move into our next vendor, who was mentioned earlier, Capital Distributing, the folks behind our glorious set here today for At Home in the Hills of Kingswood. And Ron Davis is utilizing Capital Distributing as the folks behind all of the wonderful appliances inside his custom home.
Well, back in 1973, my grandfather, Jim Davis, founded Capital Distributing, and it started out originally as just very basic appliances and what we would call just shipping boxes, kind of a boring business to be in. So when my dad took over the business, he really had more of a passion for creating beautiful kitchens, really creating spaces that people lived in and loved. And so that's kind of the vision, what created where we're at now, and creating the vignettes that we have in our showroom. So as you come through and you shop, you can visualize what a product might look like in your home and how you might be able to use it. We have everything from GE all the way up to their monogram level, all the way up to your more premium brands like Sub-Zero Wolf, which is more of your large ranges and cooking and oversized refrigeration, which a lot of people in Texas obviously love the big gas ranges and all that, all the way to the Bosch Thermador Gaggenau line, which offers more of a clean, contemporary, streamlined look. So that's been really popular and growing in our market as well. Right now you're seeing a lot of people leaning towards more clean lines. They love that the more modular look. And so some of the brands that we have now offer where you can customize how you want to design your kitchens to create that real clean line look and do more of a flush mount application, which is where it kind of blends in with the cabinets. Columns are one of the latest trends we're seeing in refrigeration, and that is where you can customize your refrigeration. So versus having your typical refrigerator attached to your freezer, you can now customize it. So if you want to do 24 inches in one side in the refrigeration and 36 in the freezer, you can have it customized however you want. They don't actually attach to each other. They're two separate units. So you can have them in any place in your kitchen, or you can have them together where they look very seamless. So here's one of the products that I was talking about earlier, is that steam cooking. It's one of the hottest trends on the market right now, but there's actually a lot of people who are not really familiar with it. But basically it uses a combination of steam and baking to be able to prepare a healthy meal in under 5 minutes. In Texas, we still love cooking on gas, and especially on these large ranges. One of the neatest things by Thermador is the new steam oven that they've incorporated into the range. Speaking of Thermador, here's an example of the new columns we were just talking about. That's the latest trend. You can do refrigeration, freezer, and wine refrigeration right in the middle. So we love when people come into Capital Distributing who are just in the market for appliances. They come in, they're not really sure where to start, where to go. It can be a really overwhelming process. So that's where we love to be able to work with people, build a relationship with them, and really walk them through the process. Let them go through the different kitchens and see all of the different options they have, see the different materials and finishes. There's so much to see and so much out there. It can be incredibly overwhelming, that we really rely on our team who have a lot of experience and knowledge to help them find the right product.
Okay, we learned 2 new things today, John. We learned that columns in the kitchen are in if they're columns of appliances, and 2, that yeah, Texans do cook with gas, but the big thing is we cook with steam. Who knew? We're at home here in the hills of Kingswood, as you can tell, and we hope you will be too. We'll see you next time. When Designing Texas returns, a Father's Day kind of recipe and a little city gardening for all of us to see. If you want to replay anything you saw in today's show, just go to our website at designingtex.com. That's designingtx.com. Designing Texas continues, and we continue to celebrate all dads today. And Kathy Fielder in the Fielder Report is cooking up quite a recipe.
It's Father's Day, and in honor of all you dads out there, we're celebrating at Gemma Restaurant, one of my favorites in town. I'm a big fan of your restaurant, Allison, as you know, and come here often. Tell me about the style of the restaurant. How would you define it?
Well, loose terms, we call it modern American, and the reason we say modern American bistro, if you will, is that we can do a little bit of everything. So we do house-made pastas, we do fresh seafood. Really, it's based on the seasons.
Absolutely.
So it's all based on season. So if it's summer, you'll see summer produce on the menu. If spring, the same thing. So anything you see is what we find in the markets today. So everything is fresh and delicious, and you don't have to really manipulate the food so much.
Absolutely. So yeah, and the decor. So did you kind of do the decor yourself, or?
Yeah, Stephen and I both designed the restaurant ourselves. We had a contractor, but we had an image that we wanted for this restaurant. It's really small, and we wanted it more open, light, airy. You could say coastal feel. We wanted people to come in here and feel more relaxed, have really great food, being in a friendly atmosphere and not too uptight.
You know, one of the things that I really do love about your restaurant is the food is approachable and it's relatable. And so Chef Stephen created an amazing dish for us today that you actually can make at home that's delicious, easy to do, and very impressive. So show us how to make this salad.
Right, so it's super easy. We're gonna take the vegetables and just kind of mix those in. You could use anything that you wanted to in here. You could put carrots or cucumbers or daikon radish. We have some cilantro. We're just gonna put a few of those in. And we have some torn mint leaves. We are gonna put in some red Fresno chili peppers. They aren't super hot.
Okay.
They're kind of like a mild jalapeno. Then we're gonna put in our cashews here. We've toasted these for a little bit. I'm gonna squeeze in a little bit of this vinaigrette here. This vinaigrette has no oil in it whatsoever. We are gonna put a little salt in here because we want everything to be seasoned. Then it's really as simple as putting it in the bowl. Since there is no oil in this dressing, It's good if it just marinates a little bit. This is just jumbo lump blue crab, and then we just pile that right on top of the salad here.
You paired a rosé with this crab salad, and I just want to hear a little bit more about it.
The rosé is Central Coast, California. It's called Toddler's Creek. We actually serve this on tap. If you really like wine, we actually do monthly wine dinners here at Gemma. We'll bring in some amazing winemakers or vintner owners from all over the world. We get a lot of people from Napa because that's where we're from. Coming up in October, we're having Hugh Davies of Schramsberg, and you can find that all on our website, and we also do email blast.
Well, I will definitely be at that one.
Great.
Thanks so much for joining us this Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. And that's the Fielder Report. Salud.
Cheers.
Our Designing Texan Outdoors today is going to help us get through the summer with plants that are Texas friendly. And he is Dave Forehand, the Vice President of Gardens at the Dallas Arboretum.
We're standing here next to our water-wise bed. This is a demonstration bed that highlights the 7 principles of water-wise gardening that you can do at home. It's a great way to learn about how to grow plants that are drought tolerant and take the heat. A couple of plants I want to show you right quick now that you can still plant and you'll find in the garden centers here. I got them right next to me. This is an angel wing begonia. Sometimes they're called dragon wing as well. Those are the trade names, but these are very tough. They grow beautifully in shade, can take almost full sun, but they'll live through the heat of summer. Second one I want to highlight here is Pinta. This one is beautiful. It's a star flower. Some people call it star cluster flower. It's a great plant for butterflies. One of the best nectar plants there is for butterflies. Beautiful colors. This is the Kaleidoscope series. Again, another flame-proof plant. This particular one is a bright pink, come in a multitude of colors. Third one I want to show you is, science name is Evolvulus, called dwarf morning glory flower. This one is a variety called Blew My Mind. Beautiful blue flower. It grows great in the shade, can take part sun. It'll bloom, bloom, bloom. The hotter it gets, the more it blooms. Another great choice. You can find these in a lot of your local garden centers. These are plants you can plant right now, here in June, that'll take you to frost. Great heat tolerant plants. Come out and see what we're doing here at the Arboretum. There's a lot more to see in the test gardens. Also come and learn more about the water-wise bed here as well.
Well, that's it for our Father's Day edition of Designing Texas. Happy Dad's Day for the final time, and I want to recognize some great dads that I know. My husband, Kim Seal, my partner, Buddy Coronado, Gary Riggs, and my brother, Joey. All terrific dads. And for those of us whose dads have crossed over that rainbow bridge, let's remember them, because that's how they stay alive and with us. Home is indeed where memories are made and remembered. See you on the 3rd Sunday in July.